Morning, well present here. Today we are discussing the unit 4 is ocean and thermal energy. Another topic of geothermal energy and sustainable resource. Okay, so in this class we discussing about how is a geothermal energy is can be converted as electric energy and how it can be extract. We have to approach in the design thinking methods. Okay, let's see on the recall our topic. Okay, so today we have to discussing the what is the global energy demand and what are the earth internal heat and the environmental benefits and the dry steam the geothermal power plants. Okay, now we can go for the global energy demands. The geothermal energy helps to meet the global energy need for the sustainability. So when go for the internal heat, the earth heat can be provided the renewable energy sources, and also the environment benefits is called as a geothermal energy is reducing the environment impact significantly. So, and the dry steam, what is the dry steam of the geothermal power plant is, we have to classify as steam source, steam utilization, turbine rotations, and the electricity generations. And the next move on the topic, okay. So, what is the basic of introduction of the geothermal energy? So, we all know that the geothermal energy is a renewable energy, is a resource derived from the earth internal heat, and also it can be sustainable options for the electricity and its electricity generation. So, and also if you know the electricity generation, we want to reduce the greenhouse gas emission and also the essential component in the transition of the clear energy futures. Okay, so let's see on the diagram. So the geothermal energy is originate from the earth internal heat. So it's nothing but the geothermal energy and the earth formation, the radioactive decay, and the geothermal gradient. So what are the source of the geothermal energy? So coming from the source of the geothermal energy, the one is the primary is called as a hot spring geyser and a geothermal reservoir, and enhance the geothermal system is a smallly is called as a CEGC. Okay. So the first of all, the natural hot spring or the geyser or the surface manifestations of the geothermal energy. Often the vulcanized area is provide the hot areas directly into the recreational uses. And it was coming from the geothermal reservoir. So the subsurface of the reservoir where the heated water and or steam, okay, it can be trapped into both the rock can be is a trapper for the energy productions. So these reservoirs vary in the temperature and depend the influence of their potential usage. So the hot spring and geyser and volcanic activity is coming under the sustainable energies. And also we are move for the ECGs. We have to involve in the artificial creations reservoir in the area with the insufficient new natural of the geothermal activity and allowing for the heat extraction and the expansion in the visibility of the geothermal energy. So what are the types of geothermal power plant? So we have to classify into major three types. So one is the dry steam power plant, the dry steam plants and the flash steam plants and the binary cycle plants. So the coming under the dry steam plants, these plants are using the steam is directly from the geothermal reservoir into the turbine and also generate the electricity. So what is the meaning of flash steam plants means is a high pressure hot water is brought to the surface where the pressure is reduced in the separator causing the sum of its flash into the steam. And the binary cycle power plant is the binary cycle is a technology is uses to the secondary fluids with the lower boiling point, then the water allowing the lower temperature geothermal resource to be a utilizations. And what are the things we have to going for the merits of the geothermal energies? One is the main causes is called as the sustainability and the low emissions and based upon the energy resource. So why you have to use the sustainability? The geothermal energy is a renewable sources and is with a constant supply of the ensuring the long-term availability without the depletion risk. And low emissions, the geothermal power plant is to produce the minimal greenhouse gas emissions, make them an environmental friendly options. So basis of the load energy source, the geothermal energy is to provide the constant and reliable supply and essential for the base load energy demand. So what are the challenging we have to facing for the geothermal energy? The first one is graphical limitations, high initial costs and reduce the systematics. Okay, and we have to go for the future geothermal energy. So we have to going for the technological advance in increasing the investment and the policy support. So while going for the technological advance, the innovation in the drilling the technology and the resource the management are expected to enhancing the efficient and accessibility of the geothermal energy. So making the more attractive for the investment. So when you are going for the investment, the world can be moving for the renewable energy sources. The geothermal projects is likely receiving more funding and fostering growing in the sector. We expand its capacity. So what is the policy we have to support? In a government initiative and a policy, we have to aim the developing the geothermal resource, ensuring its role and balancing the sustainable energy futures. So let's going on the summaries of this geothermal energy. So as we discussing the introduction and definition of the role and what are the source of the geothermal energy. We coming for the types of geothermal power plant. We already know that dry and flash and binary cycle power plant. What are the advantages and challenges and applications? Future look out. Okay. Thank you.